2 p.m. Pacific time.
It is. It is. Welcome, everyone. You may notice we're actually missing someone today. Alex had a bit of a conflict, so he's running a bit late, but he will be here. In the meantime, we have, I'd argue, an even better substitute. Andy, what you been up to, man?
What's up? Hello. Wait, I do miss Dr. Jira, but I mean, between the Jira guy, the Fun Man guy, Dr. Jira will survive. We've got some good people chiming in on the chats as well already. So Sean's here.
Yep.
Online Andy is here, which is good. My community spirit brother. There's a load of people jumping in already. Bob's here.
Yep, we got Lena.
Hi, Lena. Yeah, it's very
She is
good.
Mrs. Dr. Jiro, so
Yeah,
she's the real boss around here.
right. she gets to edit out my Effies and Jeffies and when I'm a little bit out of control. So,
well, more importantly, have you heard about when we started this podcast, right?
Are you about to tell the Excel story?
Yes, I am.
I love that story so much. It should be on Atlassian.com customer case studies.
It should be. But Lena was the one who said, no, you guys are Jira experts. You're using Jira.
Yeah, it was so funny. I love it. I was thinking about the progress in your evolution of this podcast. You guys need a real flashy intro music or something. Maybe almost like News at 10 style, right? Like all the greatest hits and stuff and big announcements you should get some like real cheap ass Fiverr person to do the voiceover as well, So
yeah. I've been thinking about that. That's something we're probably going to look at when we turn over to season 2 for this podcast. But I really need to get Nikki and Vero to owe me a couple of favors, so I get it real well done.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Nikki and Vero, I don't know if anyone's seen it on LinkedIn. They recently released their favorite bloopers from this year. And it's really good. Monday Coffee, like Biro, I've never seen him angry before until Nikki and I we just couldn't stop laughing. It took about, I think an 8-minute Monday Coffee video took us about an hour and a half to record because it just was stupid jokes time and time again. The bloopers are amazing. Ed's on there. Ed and Cody are on there as well with the bloopers. I think Cody's singing as well, if I remember correctly. So
I don't think I can imagine an angry Biro. I don't think
it's amazing. You know how still and like what's the right word?
Yeah.
I think I even had to look it up in the dictionary to make sure I was choosing the right word. So stoic, right?
Yes.
I mean, you could slap him in the face and he'd be like, "Okay, thank you for that." He was behind his whole computer setup. You could see his jaw started grinding, and he just. I think even in the blooper, you can hear him, "Guys, you are causing me so many cuts. This is going to take forever to edit." So yeah, I like what online Andy just said. It's like only Fun Man can elicit emotion from Biro. Actually, she's gonna tell me off, and I'm gonna get some comments about it. But Nikki was really more than me. I mean, I was pushing her a lot. I was stirring the pot and exacerbating the situation. But yeah. Oh, look who's arrived. Descartes. Cheers from Germany. Love it. Highlight that one.
Yep.
Ja, guten Abend, Deutschland. Wie geht's Ihnen? So we just before we went live, Dr. Jira, the Jira guy, and myself, we were guessing what was in here. So
remember, this is on YouTube, so we do have to keep it somewhat.
Don't worry, I recorded that conversation on Instagram Live. It's over on the Insta.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll keep it family friendly here today. We've got a lot of family members, people with families and kids. So yeah.
So while we wait for Dr. Jira Alex to get in, let's talk about some of the things that happened this week. First of all, the big news of the week seems to be changes are coming to the certification program.
Very exciting.
Yeah, since I heard about this, I did not hear about this on Monday. I was busy with Migration Monday, and that had my full attention. But I read this on Tuesday, and the more I think about it, the more I'm on board with some of the changes. So the first thing that people need to know about is if you have a renewal coming up, Atlassian is going to get rid of the pro skill badges. This is what people use to renew their certifications. So between February and July next year, there will be a hiatus on certifications retiring. So you have a little bit of reprieve if you have that renewal coming up.
It's an interesting one. I heard a huge rumor that at some point all certifications are going to be free anyway, and that Atlassian University is just going to be wide open for anyone who has a paid license, which makes sense to me. It's quite funny as well that obviously, for obvious reasons, in the world of diversity and inclusion, they changed Atlassian Certified Master to Atlassian Certified Expert. But in either the same month or the same quarter, they changed the Atlassian user groups to the in-person events to Atlassian community events, and Atlassian ended up with 2 aces. So what's really funny is that Alex, the past few days, has been talking to me and us in that group about, oh, they're retiring aces. And literally, I think for about the first 4 hours of that conversation, because we were going back and forth quite quickly, there wasn't an appropriate moment for me to go, why are they getting rid of community events? And it only dawned on me towards the end of that conversation. I was like, oh, wait, talking about the changes to certifications. Okay. Yeah.
I've got exactly 2 months, well, actually 1 month to get with the Atlanta ACE people, Atlassian community events people, schedule a poker night so I could be an ace that got an ace at an ace.
Oh, but Quiz King Bob was just saying I'm an ace at my local ace. Yeah, I like that one. Actually, that's t-shirt worthy. Why is there not a t-shirt yet? We'll have to note that one down for future fun. Aceception. Oh, the card is coming in with the good jokes. I like that. Oh, I got an ace at the ace. I got an ace as an ace at an ace. Oh man, that's so funny.
So yeah, and the big thing is not only are the pro skill badges retiring, but as Andy mentioned, Atlassian Certified Experts as a program is also ending. Atlassian has hinted that there may be something for those who want to get that extra challenge down the road. If you are a current ACE as of February 2nd, 2024, though, you'll get a special certification commemorating your achievement up to that point. And then they'll figure out between February and July what the program's going to look like in the future.
It's quite funny that they're doing it, though. It's been around for so long. I mean, obviously, everything has to change. Eventually, things change. They always do. It seems like a weird thing to announce right at the end of the year, though, as well. Like,
I think they were trying to get it under the radar because I know, at least for the consultants I talk with, every time Atlassian mentions changing anything about the certification program, they instantly panic.
Yeah, that seems to be true. I mean, there's a lot of veterans, and apologies for the word. I mean, I use it in a positive light. Nerds. There's a lot of veterans / nerds.
Oh, I'm among them. I am absolutely an Atlassian nerd.
Right?
And do not have any shame in that.
No, I think it's a shame because if you start getting rid of skills badges and stuff like that, people will sort of lose their sense of potentially both pride and being as well. Like, oh, I'm certified, you know, I'm an ace. I've got all these badges and stuff. And if that slowly starts dissipating, and one thing that I would hate to see is that certification and Atlassian University in general, although it is currently a paid platform, right? So people do have to invest money into it. It's not easy by any means, right? Some of the exams are freaking tough, almost as if the questions are trick questions to try and catch you out, right? People lose their sense of like, well, I'm really good at this, and here's everything that I have to show for it. So they've got to be careful with the changes too much, because they've seen what happens when they change too much and the backlash that happens with it. Server. So
Yeah, you mean server.
Yeah, soon to be
Other
data center.
things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about it internally with some colleagues this week, and I'm like, look, I'm not entirely opposed to the ACE program going away. I feel, if anything, yeah, getting 4 exams, getting 4 certifications is tough, but is it really that tough? If you figure out how to get 1 or 2, you kind of got it figured out.
Yeah.
If anything, I want to see it replaced by, and I know both the comments and the fans are going to, anyone who's taking an exam is going to hate me for saying this, but if anything, I want to replace with a bigger, harder test.
Right.
I want people to really have to prove they know they're Atlassian.
Before we continue that cool conversation, I do have a reaction to that point about exams and how to be examined and stuff. But Bob wrote, I'm wondering about making the ACE, so certifications, kind of an elite standing, like more inclusive. Sean said, and I'm guessing it's a reaction to Bob's, it's a few comments later, said, having an elite class kind of runs against having a team, which is really cool, which is a good point. Like, you don't want too much elitism and stuff like that. It needs to be accessible for everybody. Matt, he just wrote O-level Jira and A-level Jira ? If people don't understand that joke, yeah, sorry, you got to get with us, Gen X. That's a very good joke. My oldest sister did O-levels, and she's like 13 years older than me, and she watched me do my GCSEs and A-levels, just like, you are unintelligent swine. I love that. I think that's also t-shirt worthy. O-level Jira versus A-level Jira. Oh, brilliant. I was going to jump on your point. You were talking about exams and stuff. One thing I've always found interesting, and this is not just Atlassian, this is any certification program, from stuff as old as ITIL or Prince 2 all the way through to Atlassian and their own university, right? So the whole range of what you can study, Scrum, org, and all that sort of stuff, SPCs, RTEs, whatever. I find it really weird that at school, at college, at school, everything, a big part of getting my exam results was I had to submit some form of coursework, right? So art history wasn't just about, oh, look, I've written some notes about my favorite person or whatever. I had to show why they influenced me, and I had my own drawings that was influenced by their style potential or something like that. I find it weird that to become an Atlassian certified expert, you don't have to actually show the systems you've built. And there's some form of I wouldn't say like, oh, evidence I can do it, but definitely, if somebody's like, I've got the best automations in the world, cool, let's see it, let's dive into it, let's check it out. I'm pretty sure Atlassian will get some good product feedback as well from seeing how people run those systems. So kind of best of both worlds as well. Somebody gets certified by showing what they've achieved with their career and with their qualifications up until now before they become an ACE. Or they get their Jira Owls or their Jira Newts. But
I say that's the thing I look at when I do interviews for like a Jira admin. I don't ask them questions. I don't do normal interview. I set up an instance. I watch how they use that instance to solve problems I've put in place. I see how they work through the system. That tells me everything I need to know about how they work as an admin. Anyone who's been around the system for more than 5-10 years should be able to tell the same thing. The fact that we don't do that for some of the higher level, we don't even really have a higher level exam. I know like the Cisco and the VMware certifications, they're actually different levels that you have to progress through. You can't take the advanced exams until you take the regular exams. You can't take the regular exams before you take the entry level exams. And it's a path you walk down. Same with Salesforce. It's the same thing. Last thing
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you passed 4. Well, here you go.
Yeah. 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 It's interesting. I noticed in the comments talking about Matt and William talking about apprenticeships, fellowships. Um, it's funny how a lot of TikTok videos or social media or whatever or memes are based around the fact that you have to go off, you have to go study, you have to do your degree, 3 to 6 years, whichever profession. Then most people are trying to get a master straight away and blah blah blah, and everyone comes out age 25 with zero experience, all these qualifications, and then they can't get the job because they don't have the experience. And I know a guy from my school back in the UK who literally went straight into to work. His dad got him a job and he was somewhere real low down, right? And he just spent years working his way up. And it was amazing because a lot of people, I was at English private school, so a lot of people are, oh, we're all going to Oxbridge or the big data science university or doctors this and lawyers that and blah 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 blah. And you definitely need to highlight William's point, the last one that just came in on the comments. That's a good one as well. Whilst
I was just about to comment on it.
Yeah, and weirdly, in the late 20s, most people are in huge student debt, and they're not doing very well, and their careers aren't really doing like they expected because you don't have experience. Duh. He's already up in sort of senior middle, that sort of upper echelon of middle management. He's bought his own house. He doesn't have a mortgage. Blah 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 blah. And I just went, yeah, you see, like that's why I didn't follow the standard. I did go to higher education, and that's when I moved to the Netherlands and everything like that. But I didn't come out with huge student debt, and I came out with a lot of experience as well. I had to do loads of apprenticeships. Not apprenticeships, sorry, I had to do loads of internships as well. So yeah, it's an interesting point. Is it more important that's more a debate for another time? Is it more important to have your qualifications, or is it more important to have your experiences? Like, how do you get certified on that point? Because if you say, well, I've done Jira admining for 15 years and here's all the systems and all the epic shit I do. Like, why do you need an exam for that? Because the exams are confusing as well. The amount of trick questions on those where you're like, what? So,
yeah. And there's a couple of more problems with the exams. First, they kind of favor people who have money, have established careers already. If you're trying to enter as Jira admin, and the ACAs make this problem a little bit better, but if you're trying to enter and prove, yes, I know what enough to be a Jira admin, what did you have before?
yeah.
The exams you cannot really expect to pass if you don't have a good couple of years under your belt at minimum.
Right, exactly. I even sometimes I'll be in one of the Slack channels in whichever company I'm working for, or even the Atlassian community, and someone will post one of the questions from like ACP 600, right?
Hmm.
And I look at it and I'm like, okay, so you shouldn't allow D, and the answer should be A, and they go, but the answer is D. And you're like, and that's something as well with Atlassian systems that's interesting, that can spark huge debate about why can you do it. Was something crazy. I don't think I'll be able to find it fast enough. I remember who was talking to me about it and what the question was, but the other people in that chain just went, you definitely don't want it to be that. And it was like it was the equivalent of like giving, it was the equivalent of being organ site admin, and you give everybody site admin rights, right? It was like, what? Why would you do that? That's insane. So yeah. Oh, bizarre.
But yeah.
Oh.
So I'm cautiously optimistic about these changes. They are they have the potential to be good, but it's just I'm waiting for the foot to fall, because Atlassian's like, okay, we're taking things away, we're going to change some things, but we're not going to tell you how we're changing things just yet.
Yeah, it's like some sort of decision's been made, and they're not really telling us exactly what it is yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't do any certifications this year. Just been too busy.
I need to do 2 actually within the next month. Just because I want to, with the ones they're retiring with the end of server.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure I'm still good to go.
Yep. Fair. How many certs do you have to do a year at the moment?
Technically, I don't have to do any a year, and it's actually been a couple of years since I did my last one.
Yeah.
But you do have to, up until recently, you did have to do the skill badges to maintain them, and
Yeah.
that's like once every 2 years or something like that. Yeah, it is 2 years because it used to be 18 months, and they upped it from 18 months to 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, I've got to highlight a comment real quick.
Yeah.
So, I know Alex probably want to reiterate this. I was kind of waiting for him to come on, but me and Alex both want to give a huge thank you to Online Andy. He sent us a little bit of a Christmas present that came in yesterday, which was some really, really outstanding chocolates. I'm telling you, Online Andy, my waistline doesn't need it, but that box is about half gone already.
Nice. He's a good man, that Andy.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best.
I mean, in general, people named Andy are good people.
We had a debate about that yesterday in a at the end of a different podcast recording when we started talking about what is evil and what's not. So I agree with you, Rodney. Everyone called Andy is amazing. So
I won't go so far as everyone, but most everyone.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to say, Online Andy just said you would have been on the list, but shipping from US to Netherlands is a ton of money, and I still highly appreciate the amaze balls soap. I think they're soap balls, if I remember correctly. But safe to say that is slap bang. You can't see it. I'm not in the office right now. But it's slap bang in the middle of the shelf of everything. So I always see my amaze balls gift jar that Andy sent me. So yeah, thanks for that, Andy. That was really awesome. So yeah.
So, and speaking of Andy and all the community leaders, I know me and you have been talking on the side about this. I know some other people, but I'm still issuing a challenge to all the community leaders out there that everyone should bring some sort of swag to trade for Team 24.
Oh, tell me more about this. What's that?
So I've been talking with some of the community leaders, and especially some of the creators are starting to make their sticker plans and stuff for Team 24, get stuff together. Obviously, I've got several I'm thinking about. I've already got a. Oh, look who decided to join us!
Sorry, man. And the one day that you have like the largest number of audience people.
It's
Hello.
a good
I
audience.
know, right? They're active today.
Andy, man. Andy brings in the crowd.
Is it me?
It's definitely.
Am I the
It
problem?
is you.
I can hear myself.
No, you're
suddenly,
definitely
by the way,
not the
Alex.
problem. If anything, you're the solution.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
But some of us starting to get plans together to make stickers. I've already got the Jira Avenger sticker designed. I'm working on the Jira Guy stickers. We're definitely going to have some Jira Live stickers. So we're
Nice.
getting that together. And it's like, we got to trade with everyone. We got to get all the community leaders to get something. Last year, the Florida Ace group had the pins they handed out. I obviously had the Jira Guy stickers. We need more of that this year. So I'm challenging all the community leaders come up with some sort of swag to trade around.
Andy's already got his idea here.
I've got a Atlassian Lucas. That's hilarious. Yes, you should. 100%.
Absolutely, Andy, you should.
I noticed Sammy suddenly here snaps to attention.
Matt doesn't want socks anymore. My kid loved the socks.
Yo. Seriously, everything and anything to do with pets is a winner. I've got I'm doing an Unleash tour coming up in January to shout a lot about custom charts integrations with the Tempo products. And I've come up with a swag that will be the greatest swag of all time. People go, oh yeah, we're copying that for Team 24.
Well,
so
whatever we come up with, you got to explain to me, how the heck does this thing work?
I got a
I've
funny.
Really? Really?
So
It's not
many,
that hard.
many,
I
many
can't look
years
at the way
ago.
mine looks. It's like all
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, many years ago, I used to be a customer of Tempos, and I got handed that at an event, and I looked at it, and within 2 seconds I went, "This calendar doesn't work," and they're like, "What? Why?" I was like, "Well, I can't move the red blocks around. If I move that block because it's orange and I replace it with something else, the dates now don't make sense." And they just looked at it like, "Oh." They genuinely thought it was a calendar that people could use. And I'm like, you're missing loads of blocks. You're missing numbers in different colors. And,
I mean, again, I know I was telling you about this before the show, Andy. Both mine and my wife's birthday are this month.
yeah.
You only have
Happy
one birthday
birthday.
block. No, that's for
Only
next
one
week's show,
birthday.
Alex. You're a week early.
We'll have to hit it next week. But yeah, no,
Uh.
whatever toys or whatever thing we come up with, though, it's got to make sense. Because I've been
Yeah, yeah.
struggling
Yeah.
with that calendar. I've been just trying
I
to
mean-
figure it out.
Rodney kindly reminded me this is a family-friendly YouTube channel, but
Are we
this
ready
gives
for
me
that?
this gives me some ideas for very big swag. If you get
So
me.
what did I miss though? What did you guys give me?
We
give me a 10-second
we
recap.
just wrapped up talking about the certifications.
Yeah.
Changes
Okay.
there. TLDR changes are coming. Atlassian's not telling us what the changes are yet. But I'm cautiously optimistic about them. That being said, my choice for replacing the ACE is bigger, harder test.
Yeah, it's nice. Make it
Just
harder
for you,
me.
Alex.
So elephant in the room or big black box?
Elephant in the room. Let's go.
What's up with the custom charts? Under 10 user license fee.
I mean, we're just
I think
following
you
it.
just
He froze up on us in the best moment.
This is live YouTube, so I should behave myself.
Yeah,
So
behave
I
yourself.
won't make any.
Don't get
Atlassian-
fired. Don't get fired. But seriously, what happened?
I can't get fired. That's really difficult for me to do. I'd have to do something really bad for that. No. So first of all, it's been a long. I said no back in the summer. I said absolutely not. That's ridiculous because as most people, if people don't know, let me explain very quickly. I've spent 13 years in the Atlassian ecosystem, and most of it is as a customer, right? So data center to cloud migrations and this and that and all sorts of testing. And sometimes you don't want shit even on your sandbox, let alone having, whatever. So having those test sites is really good. You can whip them up real quick, right? And you can just start testing stuff. So I was against it for many different reasons. One of them was people testing will be like, oh, well, I can't test this now. I'm not even interested in the app anymore, et cetera, et cetera. But in recent times, there is a big target and, we're pushing hard and it's unfortunately, it's the only app in Tempo's portfolio that's not.
Yeah, I know that.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense when you look at the
So-
Tempo stack.
Yeah, so Tempo
everything's
stack,
paid.
it all makes sense. It fits to the Tempo strategy. It fits to the portfolio and stuff like that. And then personally, though, if I was a good customer with my 6-7 users and I suddenly had to start paying for stuff, I'd be like,
I mean, I get that if you're a small company, right, you're gonna get value out of it, so you're gonna pay. But what about us little people, right? I'm a team of one, and I do it to do demos of it, right? So I'm showing it off to people. Is there at least like a promo code or something that we can maybe inquire about?
So massive shout out to Feder from Deezer and the podcast he runs, because the latest one I recorded live with him in Madrid in his studio. And we talk about this. So we did one a few months ago. We talked about customers and the top 5 tips that Funman has for customers. And then the last one was talking about from a marketplace partner side and how difficult it is for marketplace partners and the thousands of pitfalls they should look out for and stuff like that. And so for customers, it's like, what do you need from that marketplace partner? There's support portals. Please use it. Reach out to people. So for example, if you're Dr. Jira and you're like, dude, I review your app and I use it to demo to other customers and this and that, and in my B2B world or whatever, then you probably are how do you say, eligible for that free license, right?
Yeah, because that was one of the things that hurt me this week, right? I'm like, well, crap, I gotta go and install it because we as creators we get a fully all the tools in Jira, but just Jira, right? For content creators, but none of the apps.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, that puts me in a bind way because one, I don't have custom charts to show it off to anybody anymore. And I know that in a lot of my videos, everybody's been like, ooh, I like that picture you showed in one of your YouTube videos. Like, what is that? And I'm like, well, it's custom charts, but I won't have that luxury, right? So for me, it felt like a little bit of a missed opportunity for sales, right? Because obviously, it's going to be a lot of people that see these kind of videos that are like, I want that color or I want that thing,
Right.
I want that metric.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but I'm gonna inquire. Then I'll shoot an email to that support team as it gets rerouted to funmanandy@x.com.
I mean, you can just add my Tempo email in as a watch participant, so I can just go. Yeah, this guy's good for it.
And here I thought I was gonna have to go over to. Hopefully, I'm gonna do some shots here, but hopefully nobody's mad. But like I contemplated, EasyBI does offer 1 to 10 users for free. So,
yeah,
but then I was like, but I need that PhD in EasyBI. Custom charts there's just nothing like it. Like nothing comes close to this how easy it is.
Yeah, I think it was an easy decision from say like end of year targets and stuff, and proving the acquisition was worthwhile for Tempo and for the investors in terms of we've spent a lot of money on this. Let's see it really. So it's definitely not about squeezing out the little people. There's sort of strategic reasons to do it. There's also the stack as well, which makes perfect sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't typically recommend Tempo just because of its price, right? It's just so expensive. But it's one of those things where if you're an enterprise, like what's $300? What's $1,000? What's anything? What's it under? I used to have a boss who was like, you could buy anything you want under $10,000 because under 10,000 we approve. So
one of my reasonings last summer not to do it straight away right after the acquisition was I think like the amount, I can't remember the exact amount in dollars that was estimated in, if you work out sort of like if you remove churn and if you remove people who will be a little bit butthurt and be angry at you and stuff, worked out the revenue amount. And I'm like, that's 5 enterprise customer clouds, 1,000 users minimum. Like, why would you? And that was the whole thing with Tempo as well. As a former customer of theirs, that I never understood why they don't have 1 to 10 free tier. It's such a great way to help the little people, but also help people who are testing, help people like you and I, Alex. Rodney's the same. Like I use these free app, and like I've got everything like Glyphy, Easy Agile, Instance Auditor, custom charts, like the whole shebang on my own company. Like I'm a one-man company, and it's perfect. It's brilliant.
I'm always pushing people. Look, if you're trying to learn Jira, just make an instance. Just play around with it. Install add-ons. Under 10 users, you're good. And custom charts, always one of the things I'm like, add this to your first instance. You will not regret it.
Yeah.
You can't say that anymore because it's not free for them.
Yeah.
Did you guys do like in Silicon Valley, like one of those like focus groups or anything on this? Because when I put the post, I honestly was not, I was expecting Chris to come at me from somewhere. And 2, I was not expecting the reaction of every single comment that people looked at my post was like, this was not a good idea.
We've got some interesting comments to highlight. Probably Bob's the very latest one to highlight. Here we go. Yeah, I mean Matt and William had said some good stuff, but that comment there in particular, I'm seeing this across all of Atlassian. It's not just Tempo. There's a lot of enterprise marketplace partners, Atlassian themselves. Everything seems to be right now at the detriment of, people who, and not just leverage a free Jira plan, right? So if we look at the wider scale, I mean, automations, I am a big Trello user. I think Brittany might still be here. She might still be listening in, but I'm a huge Trello user, and I follow her blog on Substack religiously, How I Trello, to learn more, because she
Shout
knows.
out.
Shout out.
HowITrello.com, linked in the description below.
Exactly. Like, share, subscribe.
She's almost at
So-
1,000 subscribers, folks. If you guys have to take a second here, make sure you hit that
Is that for
subscribe
her
button on.
YouTube or for her Substack?
For her YouTube, she's at 940 something.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So if
she's
you're
got
watching this, there will be a link to Brittany's YouTube
Okay.
channel. Help her get to
Yeah.
1,000.
She's already got all 5 of my Google accounts. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that happens whenever somebody says, "Oh, I need more subscribers." I log into every account and then I like it. So but
this is interesting.
what did I want to say? Sorry, to the detriment, right? So automations like Trello is something like 250 automations, and if people, the OGs will remember, it was called Butler, right? I mean, my Butler runs 250 in a day, never mind a month. Like that free tier for automations, and it's the same with Jira. I can't live, and the companies I work for, we can't live without automations. And now, you have to be premium for unlimited automation.
No, premium
right?
is 1,000 per 1,500 or something like that. Executions per license.
Are you serious?
It's a,
No, really? Oh,
it's a pretty small number. I mean,
that could be a days. That could be an hour for some enterprises.
well, that's what enterprise it's unlimited. It's premium that you got a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was thinking of it right. Sorry, I mixed it up. So enterprise.
I
unlimited,
heard the
right?
word premium come out of your mouth, so that's why I jumped at that.
Yeah, sorry. No, I jumbled it. I did want to comment on that, because that limit is a joke. Like, you can burn that in an hour in the right company that's well set up and everything. So, but sorry, Alex,
Yeah.
I interrupted you. You wanted to say something else?
No, I was just saying a couple of things that came to mind right on this whole free thing, right? Like I really think that most teams, right, again, will pay. I think it's maybe from a creator's perspective, right? Or just a sales perspective. I think there just needs to be a little bit, flexibility with like a one person license, right? Like maybe there's like a free for just one person type of thing.
Yeah.
If you're just one, like if your Jira only has one user.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
even
there
then,
are.
Maybe that's what they limited it to, just one user.
I'd see this part of a larger strategy Atlassian has done to change their marketing. Before, they'd be like, look, we'll get in with one team. We'll get into a company with one team. They'll get used to it. They'll start using it. They'll see success. Other teams will want in. The license will grow. Other teams will want in. The license will grow. That's the reason why the 10-user license on Jira Server was $10 back in the day. It's get in small, grow within a company. And they really tried to bring that approach to cloud. But the thing is, cloud costs. Even if it's a small company, there's still a cost for running that instance. Same with running the apps. There's a cost there.
Yeah, no, I get it. And so, but if you make a great app, though, I don't think it's a problem, right?
I don't think it's either. And again, if we stick with that old model, which Atlassian does not use anymore, they actually have salespeople. They don't know what. They don't rely on this organic growth within the company anymore. So if they relied on the old model, absolutely. But that's not what Atlassian does anymore. That's not their MO. They're like, we want to go for the whales. And they have been squeezing the smaller people. Sometimes just plain out of the Atlassian stack.
But I don't know about I think we need to define smaller people, right? Because a team of under 10, like, I don't know, like.
But it's like my point at the beginning when you first asked me about it. My biggest concern is people testing as well. It's not like I'm a small company with 8 people.
Yeah,
and
that's
we're
literally
hustling. We're trying to grow. I've been in situations where I want to test an app's ability to solve a problem for me when I migrate from on-prem to cloud.
I won't buy an app unless I've seen it actually work. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been with teams where like they need like 90 days for a trial run because 30 days you
Right.
can't do anything in 30 days.
That goes back to my podcast with Feder from Deezer. Like all the tricks of how to get in contact with the marketplace partners, have good conversations with them about what you need and how, and blah blah blah. Right?
But let me peel back on that a little bit. Is that available to everybody, or is it just like somebody who has like a solution partner or through a TAM? So
I mean,
like I can send a support email
I
and say,
mean,
hey, here's my case. Would you guys consider it? At least shoot my shot.
just shoot it and go for it.
Be the
Because
boss of which bill?
if a marketplace partner, and that came up in the recent the more recent podcast that was looking at marketplace from the partner side of things. If they're smart enough, they'll engage with people and say, well, I need like more 4-star reviews, or I need a custom use case on my blog and this and that and da da da. So one of my friends the other month phoned me up and he goes, we really need all these apps and we're only 28 people and we don't have a lot of money. And I was like, I'll get you that stuff for free for 3 years, but I need something in return, right? So there's that negotiation as well. If marketplace partners are smart, they won't just have automation say, no, you're too small, we won't give you a free app.
No,
under
and
10
again,
users, so.
people, I've never heard of somebody saying, I don't want to pay for it. The only reason I brought it up was, again, because there's value in people seeing it in my videos. And then they're going to want it. But now that's not an option if you take that away from me.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's all. That's the reason I brought it up.
You want to hear something really crazy? In my opinion, when an app or the vendor itself with multiple apps gets big enough, you can make it free up to 25 users and it's not going to matter. There's a point when marketplace partners go enterprise and most of their customers are enterprise. And Atlassian defines enterprise as more than 10,000 users, especially on cloud. For me, it kind of feels like once you're 1,000 cloud, 5,000 on-prem, those are big enough customers to sort of warrant it as enterprise. And when an app gets big enough and it scales enough, anything under 50 users is like, look after them, make sure they get the right support and stuff like that. But like,
they're pennies at that point. Yeah.
I've done the calculations and I've done the maths and I've weighed it all up in many different companies. And it's like, once you get big enough, you don't need the money from those people. So yeah, I think it was Sean mentioned it earlier. Maybe it was Bob, one of the two, about like, the enterprise strategy at the detriment of the small teams or something.
I think it was Bob. Yeah.
It's Bob.
Definitely Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to beat a dead bush, but I will definitely be inquiring for.
Yeah, do it.
I want to reinstall it. But for everybody else, I'm extremely thankful for everybody who does make these open for 1 to 10 because, I think it's a good business. I think it's beneficial. I mean, Atlassian gives it away for 10. It makes sense. At the same time, like I get you're in the business. Who said it right here? I think Sammy.
Even at the lower tiers, Atlassian still has incentives to, if you want more features, they're available under 10. But if you just need someplace to organize or show something off, you got it.
Maybe it's time for Atlassian to follow the JSM model. I would do 3 and under. You can't be productive with 3 or less users. So just make it free for 3 and under, like you do with the
unless you're a content creator making examples for people.
Yeah, but at that point, again, on 3 and under, just let that be the free one. I would 4 and up.
Yeah, I literally on my personal test instance, I have 3 users that are all 3 me. They're just different emails that I have.
Decadus has a good point here. Atlassian gives away the free stuff with restrictions. That's not possible for apps yet.
But
one of the things I also talk a lot with marketplace partners about, and it's very difficult to do because you're already hustling hard and you're already doing a lot of work, difficult roadmaps, support, customer success, whatever. But a good sort of the gateway drug, right, is to say to people, hey, look, here's our app with limited features and functionality. Maybe it's just one pie chart, not all the charts. So at least you can do some testing. And like with custom charts, the JQL works so well, right? So maybe JQL works, but everything else is grayed out or something like that. And not many people like it because it involves developers having to maintain a second app with limited features, which is very likely to be very buggy and broken and blah 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 and whatever, right? But that to me is a better answer than 1 to 10 free. Is to say for everybody you can have the very basic shit. And like there will be all this grayed out stuff, and the moment they click on it, there's a pop up like, "Oh, this is the paid version."
You know what? Friggin' Atlassian did that recently in the UI. Have you seen it?
Not in the UI, but I know that they did it. It hasn't
it's in
happened.
the UI. It's in the navigation. They have.
Yeah.
I used to confidently be able to go to any Jira and I can tell if you're on standard or premium.
Yeah.
Just by looking at it. But now they stuck in the premium features into the standard and free.
Have they?
Yeah, and then when you click on it, it's like, oh, if you want to use this, click on the upgrade button to
I know they did it, but I didn't
get
know
in there and
they...
look at your plans. Look at the navigation. Look at plans at the top. Try to use plans if you're on standard.
Yeah.
Plans is a premium only feature, and now if you want to use it, you gotta upgrade. And the same thing with assets. They throw assets in there too, and like if you want to use assets, we'll just upgrade.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so
You call it funny, but we all know.
Jira. I mean, funny as in like I'm crying tears of pain. Okay, so I go to plans. Oh, I have seen this UI. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm so numb to it. I had been ignoring it, but you've reminded everywhere I go in my Atlassian ecosystem, from Trello through to JSM, whatever, is all this artificial intelligence. Try a free upgrade.
Yeah, now with the automation rules too, because you'll hit those limits so quickly. Conveniently, every single one of your now cloud products has an upgrade button. It's just like a linear box down the side.
Yeah.
So I don't want time to get away with from us too far. We've got about
we got 13
minutes left.
Let's go to the
and I
box.
think there's a box that needs to be opened.
Yes.
Let's just wait for Andy's internet to catch up again.
Am I frozen?
Drum roll effect.
No, I think Alex is the one frozen.
I can see. I'm good. Am I coming here clear?
Do you like my drum roll?
Yep.
And Ronnie's got like a whole little box full of effects.
Alex, did you not see my post yesterday?
No, what did it say? Your drum machine broke?
I had to rebuild my computer OS yesterday.
Oh my gosh. So here's the
All right,
Jakarta box.
drum roll from the audience here. All right, Andy. First of all, who's the box from?
All right, so this is from my very good friend, Decadis. I think Dave Wunsch organized all of this. I was handed it personally in Unleashed from Torsten. So Torsten, Dankeschön. That is really cool. And this is the first time I'm opening it. Well, it's not really, it's the third, but I haven't really looked at it properly. So
You just gotta tell everybody it's the first.
I've never, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's open this up live on the Jira Live.
Just don't break it. Don't be like those iPhone users when they open the box for the first time, they drop the iPhone flat on the floor.
If this is, Alex, if this is what I said it was earlier, and we were joking about,
Oh my god!
I'm not allowed to show it, right? Could you imagine?
I think we'll have to blur it out in post.
Yeah.
Oh, this is quite cute. Check it out. Oh my god! It felt
I
like
told
an
you not to
iPhone.
drop anything.
Oh, can you see that yet? I will pull out everything, but let's start with the card. It's very nice. It says, Vor Festtage und herzlichen Dank für die Zusammenarbeit. Oh, that's very cute. Did everyone get that? Do I need to do a translation?
Yes,
I got it.
Okay, cool.
I didn't get it.
No?
Is it in Spanish?
Alex, now you know how I feel every time you bring someone who speaks Spanish on.
Yeah.
I was just getting.
So it just says happy holidays, and thank you very much for the collaboration. So
Don't
that's
spend
good.
it all in one place.
Oh my god, this is illegible. I don't know who wrote this, but this is going to be difficult.
There's a
for me
name
to
down there at
read.
the bottom, dude. Just read the bottom.
No, it just says Decadis AG.
Oh,
Yep.
It says, wir bedanken uns für die Erfolg. What is that? I don't know. Erfolgreiche Partnerschaft. That's the handwriting. In 2023 und wünschen ein frohes Weihnachtsfest, Sommer, eine gute Rutsch in Neujahr. Oh, that's really good. So that's the card. And then we've got.
I love that look on Alex because I feel I have worn that look a good bit.
So we've got some speculoos cookies. Those are very nice from Sinterklaas. We've got some.
So you're gonna
I guess
ship us
this
some
is
of these too?
chocolate. Not to Rodney. He was complaining about too many gifts and too much cake and
Too much
cookie cakes and
chocolate.
stuff. Yeah.
It's never just. Ooh, look at that.
This is a Apfel Glühwein. Oh yeah, I've seen this
Oh,
stuff.
Glühwein.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw the Apfel version at the. So the Glühwein, the normal red wine one is the most popular, right, with the spices
Yeah.
and stuff. But I've seen people drinking this a lot at the Christmas markets recently. So yeah, the Apfel Glühwein. Danke schön, Dekadis. This is very, very awesome. So Alex, I've got a box to fill it with something else and ship it to you now.
Something that can fit that size.
Yeah, fit it in real good. So
Well,
that's the
thank you
special
very much
Dekadis
for.
box.
Thank you very much, as Bob said here. You're doing our very first TJL unboxing video.
Yeah,
Appreciate the
love
time
that.
there.
TGL's first
Do
unboxing.
we have 9 more minutes? Do we have any other topics, Mr. Rodney? That
We
wanted
did
to-
have one more.
Let's close it out strong.
I believe this one is of particular interest to you, Alex.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. And again, Bob reminded me that I have to tell you and Ed that you are not allowed to lose to anyone but us.
What if we beat you?
That's also
Fighting
not allowed, but
Those are some fighting words right there. You know what? I might just spend the next 2 weeks just studying this thing.
that's what you should do.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sean, this dumb thing won't die on me, man. I already told Sajid that I will gladly surrender, but they don't let me. They don't let me.
You said
top
that
out of
last
it.
time too, and what ended up happening during the speed round?
I scored the lowest number of points in history and still won. That's what happened. But the thing was so hard. We were 30 minutes into our round and like nobody had points. He made us just infinitely too hard. You participated in these, right?
I got the best story ever for you. So very quickly, I'll try and say this one quickly. It involves Dekadis as well. So last season, you might remember, I went to semi-finals. I lost to eventual champion Quiz King Bob, and it was great fun, but it was a lot of time and energy to go through so many rounds. This year, round one, we lost to, I can't remember the team name. It was Jens and Dave from Dekadis. And he phones me up afterwards, like, ha, 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 loser, I beat you. I was like, yeah, bro, it's all good, but I'll definitely be supporting you from now on in the other rounds. And his voice, what other rounds? And he had no idea it was the whole tournament. And he immediately is messaging Jens, like, we don't win the next one. I can't do more of these. He thought it was a one-off thing.
one and done.
Yeah, one and done. And I was explaining to him, like, yeah, you better make sure Jens is really good, so you better make sure you don't win.
Yeah, no, it's like it's nothing but anxiety for me because I'm like, dang it, I live to suffer through this yet again, and all of this goes back to Chris, man, telling me you should participate. It'll be fun.
Oh man,
It is fun.
So it's fun for him because he just didn't take. I can't believe he got to the final. He didn't take any of it seriously. Sajid is doing it at around 5-6 p.m. UK time normally, so that most of the world can participate. So he's already like, oh, it's Thursday. I'm going to have a glass of wine whilst I do this game. He was like, it was the best sort of, he didn't try. Zero effort. So
we're gonna come back to this, but how much time do you spend on a daily basis with Chris?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, per week, maybe a few hours. But once we get going, it's like
The whole
ping,
day.
ping, 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 ping. Yeah.
I like the guy.
Yeah.
I gotta re-invite him. He rejected me the last time I told him to
But
come on here. He doesn't want to
quickly
come have some fun.
Yeah. Quickly highlight Bob's comment. I'm going to have a reaction to it live. No more teams from Old Street. Jira Avengers are the dominant team now. It's a little bit hard to have teams from Old Street, Bob, when the whole company's liquidated about 2 months ago.
Is the Old Street brand officially dead or?
Yeah, it's gone. Liquidated.
So just it's all tempo now?
Yeah, it's all tempo. Yeah, it's all
So if we wanted to just happen to make a company called Old Street that does some apps that's free now.
Call it New Street, and the first app should be called Customizable Reports for Dashboards.
I love it.
Oh, and the under 10 is free.
And
Yes.
and under 10 is free. That'll be our main selling point. We'll make
Yeah,
no
yeah.
money, but we'll have a lot of people.
Oh gosh, yeah.
New Street.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I just disconnected my headphone by
Uh-oh.
accident. Sorry about
So
that.
back to the mashup. What happened to the mashup? Who's going? Ronnie, you're missing it up. So we're. Dang it, Ronnie, you had to hide it. All right.
I'm full on supporting barbecue and coffee. I can't wait to see Ed and Nikki. Two very special people in my life, not just the ecosystem.
Hey,
So,
I'm in it too.
yeah, you're also special.
And that's a
but,
problem.
You know,
It is a problem.
We're
By the
getting
way-
to the end. I've got to pick a team and I've got to support. So you know.
So you're gonna go with Ed.
Yeah. Ed and Nikki.
I mean,
Did you?
there are worse teams to root for.
It's not
I
about
know.
worst or best. It's about favorites and favoritism.
Well, in that case, I vote for Jura Avengers. Just kidding. I can't stand the Jura Avengers. I just have to work with them all day.
Oh.
I
Alright, so
think
anyway, so
after
here's the
the
mashup.
last round, the JR Avengers has a big target on their back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just be lucky if we make it past this one. But yeah, Grummies versus Slytherin, Trello Humans versus Taduka. I really got to stop pronouncing things publicly on the internet. Taikudam Bridge. Is that an actual place? Can you go on a Taikudam?
Look it up.
And then Barbecue Coffee versus the Royals. This is going to be a good one. I hope you guys tune in to watch the suffrage. And look at that. Jura Avengers.
With big target on the back.
Have you seen this, Andy?
No. That's so funny.
Marketing 101. So, Andy, I know we're down here to the last few minutes. Any last shout outs? Any other? I mean, you're like, I thought I was a walking billboard. So I love wearing my conference t-shirts because I always tell people I'm a walking billboard. But holy moly, you are like a 21st century digital words that we can't use in this podcast.
I think Andy needs to get himself like a racing outfit and just get patches from all the marketplace partners.
It's one of the ideas. It's one of the ideas. I got quite a few ideas. I don't know if I should say it publicly, but everyone will go, oh
Save
my
it
God,
for the
yeah.
surprise. We
I'll save
love
it.
the surprise.
What
I've got
surprise?
this-
There's a surprise? There's gonna be
I've
a
got
surprise?
this. I've got. Do you know how poker cards have become very popular of late, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Chris Cook and Old Street were the first ones to do it 2 years ago. But I have this idea to better poker cards, and I'm pretty sure if I can get my plans rolling by early January, I'll have it done in time for team. But it's a big ask and it's a big effort.
Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah. But what my idea involves Atlassians, creators, leaders, customers, marketplace partners,
So the whole
solutions
ecosystem.
partners. Yeah. So yeah, if I can get enough people from each of those groups to be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, then my idea will be like, oh yeah, we need that. So
in this last minute, because I don't want my thumbnail to be clickbait, what's the ultimate selling hack
for what though?
for Atlassian apps? How do you get on the radar? How do you make that jump from 25 to 50 users to 10,000 users?
You need to have your app free up to 10 users. So the ultimate selling hack, this is the interesting thing. So I have a great joke that works in many different industries and fields and stuff. So it's the same joke time and time again. And it goes something along the lines of this. Like, what's the difference between a marketing manager and a product marketing manager? Nothing. They're both sales. The same works with like, what's the difference between support and customer success? Nothing. They're both sales. My favorite one I did in Nashville, and it was very unpopular, was what's the difference between an SBC and an RTE? Nothing. They're both project managers. So there's many great ways to sell apps and stuff like that. The number one is that your app's got to solve a big pain point and a problem, right? You can't just be like, oh, I've got a cool idea. And, if you look at legacy OGs like Bob Swift, for example, Script Runner, solving huge problems and challenges. People want to do more, or they want to be more efficient, or they want to whatever. And I think that if you're there's a lot of sales gurus out there, and there's a lot of great stuff about sales. But it's about having an amazing product that solves serious pain points. That's it. That's the start. So, yeah.
There you go, folks. We delivered. It's not just clickbait.
I like Descartes' reaction though. 59 minutes of a cliffhanger just to get that answer.
Just better be worth it. Watch some company come through back and say, you know what, we took Andy's advice to heart, and we are the next. Script runner.
They're the next app fire.
Yeah. Just find all the staff picks that don't have free 1 to 10 user tiers, and then just make the free app version of that.
Here we are, Ronnie. We're making New Street Solutions. We're gonna take all the apps that charge you that are not free from 1 to 10. We're gonna make them free.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta run to another call. Thank you, Andy, for staying up so late. Hopefully, you got a bottle of alcohol there somewhere to keep you up.
Yeah, literally the upfall Glühwein.
So, thank you everybody for tuning in. Ronnie, take it away because I really too gotta go.
Cheers, Alex. Bye.
All right. Thank you for watching the Jira Life. My name is Rodney. You can find me at thejiraguy.com when my computer isn't being rebuilt. Dr. Jira, Alex Ortiz, you can find at Apex Tech Tutorials here on YouTube. And special thank you to Andy, Funman Andy from reportsforjira.com.
My
What
pleasure.
does that take you to?
Sorry, say again?
What does reportsforjira.com take you to? I'm telling you, oh my gosh.
Tempo, I think.
I can't believe you did that. That's amazing. Yeah, reportsforjira.com. You find all your sales advice.
How do you not get in trouble with like all the different brands that are just you gotta start getting like tattoos and
I don't know.
I mean, it's a discussion for Team 24.
Oh,
the best is as a freelancer when one customer says, you can't work for them, they're a competitor. And I was like, I can't.
So well.
And they're like,
I'll slack you because I got into a little bit of trouble with that recently. So we'll have to have a chat. I need to know how to navigate that. All right. I got to drop.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Cheers, Dr. Jira.
Again, everyone, thank you for watching. And remember, we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.
Oh, it
Catch you
really
next
did.